Alright, this is a guide for the druid uber and using it to kill things really well. So, those of you who don't know, this is what it is. Devastating Throw, the skill that it gives you is like Amazon's Lightning Fury, but it's physical. So, you can see my attack damage, 7 to whatever. And same with the Devastating Throw damage. So you just throw it, it splits, and then it kills stuff. So it's really good. And it can proc stuff, so like you'll throw it, and it'll proc amplified damage on striking or whatever, things like that. So anyways, the items are obviously you need Gungnir. You want some kind of shield like this. This is a Worldstone Skullcraft. You absolutely want a Skullcraft at least, either Diamond or Divine or Worldstone. And it's just because this is the only way you can get Carnage on kill, and Carnage is 500% ED. So because you clear so fast, it'll pretty much be up 100% of the time. Especially if you have it as a world star. I don't know about Divine. It'll probably still be up like the vast majority though, as long as your gear doesn't suck. Um, what the fuck? What is the jewel in there? That's weird. The red jewel, the flesh jewel. I'll probably have to change that actually. Anyways, you want, so there's kind of two ways you can go about it. You need around, I think it was like 102 attack speed or something, increased attack speed, or maybe it's like 90. You could like check it on the calculator, but you need around there. So you can either get that by using a Worldstone, I think it's Rubycraft, and then that's still very strong, or that's really strong because obviously it gives you the attack speed, and you can 3-socket it, and it gives you a bunch of strength and life, and it's just great stuff, great stuff. The other thing you could do is you could use Asheron's Bane, and that's like more accessible, I guess. I don't know. You see, I was trying to craft a bunch of them, but what was I trying to get anyways? So I was trying to get Cannot Be Frozen, but anyways, um, it's just kind of like this is better as long as you have the resources to make it, but this works like pretty good too. If you are using Asheron's Bane, or Vanquisher of Asheron, then you want to use some kind of merc that will cap your attack speed, give you a bunch of minus weapon speed or whatever, and then you have a little bit of weapon speed somewhere on your gear. So, I don't know. I don't like that as much though, because if you're too far away from your merc, then you won't get the attack speed, the proper attack speed, which kind of sucks. So yeah, and all the jewels are flesh jewels with 20 to 40 damage, and then if you can get another nice mod on it, that's great. And the reason you use flesh jewels instead of like scarlet jewels is that the strength actually increases your damage more, because if you have a setup similar to me at least, you're gonna already have like 1300 off weapon ED or something like that. It's ridiculous. So anyways, yeah, this is great stuff. Yeah, or maybe you have like 900 off weapon ED. You have a lot of it, so like it doesn't matter too much. Um, so you want this is a Worldstone Topaz craft, and this is just, you could do Divine, it doesn't really matter. But basically it gives projectile pierce chance, which is something that's really important for us, and it gives some res and some life. Basically every time you have life, so the thing with the flesh jewels is that they give life, which in turn lets you use more strength because you don't need as much points into vitality. So it's the same thing with this, where you make sure it has a good life roll, and then also it has projectile pierce chance, which is important. It also is Cannot Be Frozen. This is, I think it's the best way to get Cannot Be Frozen. Every other gear slot is kind of non-negotiable, so maybe you can negotiate this. But this is good. I recommend this. It's good stuff. It also gives you a bunch of MF, which is nice. You could use what is that hat called? If you use Nightmare Mask as a base, it has like 50 ED just as like its implicit mod. which you could use instead of the MF, but I think the MF is better because the ED like barely increases your damage. So yeah, um, it's nice if you get some good res rolls. This one actually has some pretty nice res rolls. Holy moly! And it also has life and whatever. So for the amulet, you want to use a 100 to 200 added damage amulet, and then basically just the best stats you can get. So this one has strength and life leech, so it is pretty good. And the more strength and dex you get, the more points you can put into strength or whatever. It's more damage, so that's good. Um, is there anything else about this? Oh yeah, you can, if you get a really good Nexus roll, that's really cool. I only got Fireball, which kind of sucks. If this got something good, that'd be really sick, but whatever. Shields, I already kind of went over that, but it's socketed with a Cham and some, oh, what is it? It has a Mystic Jewel. A Mystic Jewel for amplify damage on striking, because we're going to only be doing killing fields, and it just helps out a little bit. We already have 56% Pierce, but more always helps, so just might as well. And because you attack so many things, it'll proc pretty often, even though it's only 4%, so it's not bad. Blade Barrier base gives 30 to 40 or 30 to 60 added damage. I guess the jewel increases it to 40 to 80. And the other important thing is that it has +8 mana on kill. That's from, I think it's from the Mystic Jewel. So you actually don't need any mana leech as long as you have that on one of your jewels. I think it's a suffix, so it kind of sucks because that takes up a 20 to 40 ED. These, I gotta go check that. I'm pretty sure it's a suffix. What is that modifier called? Mana gained. Oh, wait. Wait, there's a mana gained on striking? Oh, wait, I'm looking at all the mods right now. Whoops. Okay, yeah, it is a suffix. So it does make it so you can't use a 20 to 40. So I have that on the Mystic Jewel just because I got one. So it's like, okay, this is good. So instead of using that, you could use Mana Leech on one of your charms or something or whatever. That might actually be a better idea. Huh. Maybe I'm going to do that later. Assuming I can actually get a jewel, a proper jewel for this. Anyways, the res is nice. Everything, basically the way you're going to do res is you have all these rares. You have the gloves, you have this, and the boots. And then that's going to try to cap you res, and or try to get you as much res as you can. And then all the remaining res that you don't have, you're going to get from salvation from your merc. And then basically, usually she'll be near you, especially if it's a melee merc like Act 2 or Act 5, she'll pretty much always be near you, but the Act 1 merc has slightly shittier AI, so depends what merc you use. But yeah, it's nice to be as close to capped as possible. I just have that to fix it. This has a shit ton of PDR. I got really lucky with that because it had a nice roll, then it corrupted. Yeah. Gloves. Oh yeah, what is this augmented with? It's augmented with max cold res. Yeah, the two important stats, or the most important ones that are likely to make you die if you don't have them good, are cold resistance and fire resistance. Lightning resistance usually, well, if you're on hardcore, you probably want that as well. But it usually doesn't matter as much because you can kill the spear ladies before they get to you. But if they do get to you, they'll absolutely fuck you, so you gotta be careful. And the augment on this, by the way, is the max fire res one. And so those two plus the Cham and the shield are all of our max res. So this has projectile pierce augment, and it's just a bunch of nice res. And it's also a ruby craft because you want to get knockback from somewhere just because it's like really good CC. So you can either get it from here or from a Weight of Sin jewel, but I think this is better. And you could, the highest damage item you can use instead of this is it's like those barb gloves that give like 2 skills. because they give a bunch of strength and a little bit of ED, but it's really, I don't know, not as good in my opinion. And also you get a little bit of MF with this because of the fan brace. Well, you can also use vampire claw or whatever, vampire bone gloves for a little bit more life leech if you don't have as much. You want to use 2 void hearts. You can get these pretty easily if you just run it and you alch them. AR doesn't matter for the build, so you don't need to worry about that. I'm just using this because whatever. It's also pre-patched, so it's got a little bit of higher pierce than what is possible now, but it doesn't really matter. This one has life leech. That's really good. If you can get life leech on these, that's very cool. Mana leech obviously would also work because it lets you not use the jewel. Yeah, the 100-200 damage is pretty much just the best thing you can get. Razor Wing. This is mostly for the pierce. This is corrupted to be 10% extra pierce. And then also you want to make sure that it's 50 dex whenever you corrupt it, because every point in dex basically lets you... I'm 2 over... Wait. Why did I have 2 extra points in that? Every point of dex lets you put more points into strength. So, yep. This is just a ruby craft. It's just for the extra faster run walk. And you get a little bit of dex, which is a nice stat. Lets you run more strength. And also this is kind of a shitty roll. Oh yeah, but it has the corruption, right? Maybe I'll try to get a better one, but it's kind of annoying to do that. But anyways, yeah, bunch of faster run walk. Faster run walk is really important. So just going for the fastest boots we can. Charms, you want to use obsidians if you have them, or otherwise just use the normal ones. I'm missing these 2 don't have obsidians on them, but everything else does. And since you could use attack speed secondaries, I guess, but I don't need it, so I'm using faster run walk. And you can either, if you're doing the stuff where you don't use this, then you can use avalanche on striking to help you get more attack speed. But I like this setup more, so. Then you put projectile pierce on it. And what am I at right now? Like 97 or something? Yeah, 97% projectile pierce. If you're above like 75% projectile pierce, that's like good, thumbs up. If you're below that, that's kind of like a big thumbs down. You really want like a high amount of projectile pierce. The higher the better, because it like multiplies your damage. Just Annie. All the Valors kind of suck. You can use the max fire res one if you want instead of this. It doesn't, I honestly think it like doesn't matter at all. Druid Valor, whatever. That's all the gear, I think. I guess there's the swap. So on swap, you're gonna use a 6 Zod Crystal Sword or Dimensional Blade. And that's to get more plus skills. And you're also gonna use... Well, if you're on the current patch, you're gonna use a 4 Zod shield, like what is the Holodagus? But I have one of these lying around and it's 2 more skills, so I'm using that instead. But basically, this is just to summon our summons. So we switch to these, and it has 400 added damage, which is really cool. And 66.6 radius and 7,000 life. Very nice. And also we summon the bear. Bear gets a nice little damage boost too. And so basically, what's the difference? It's an extra 120% damage. So really it doesn't actually matter that much, but you might as well, And it gives the radius higher and gives it more life. So you don't have to summon it as much. So it's really an unnecessary optimization, I guess. I guess instead, if you're not using Vigor on your Merc, you could use it on swap here. But, do whatever you want. Or you could use the Harpy Shield. Oh, maybe I should do that. That'd be fun. Let me see what's the damage difference? Oops. So 15 to 29 versus if I have this guy. 14 to 27. So, I'll probably just stick with what I'm doing. Anyways. Yeah, that's like unnecessary, I guess. Do that if you want to. If you have those odds. Yeah, skill build. You want none of these you can use because you can't use them while you can't use devastating throw while you're shapeshifted, obviously. So you're gonna max the Heart of the Wolverine. You're gonna max Grizzly, max the Grizzly synergies, and then you're gonna have some extra points. You can just kind of do whatever the fuck you want. So I put them into Hurricane because I don't know, but I never cast Hurricane. There's nothing else that really helps you out, so you could summon one of these guys, I guess, but nah, they're kind of ugly. Oh yeah, also if you have the on striking jewel, you want to bring some mana potions. Like sorry, mana gained on kill. Merc, I already showed the Tyraels. This is an old Tyraels that got the set thing fucked up at some point, and it was already corrupted, so I couldn't change it to be good again. So it doesn't really matter though. It's the exact same. It just looks stupid. Visions of Aether gives her more faster run walk so she can follow you better. The rune in that is unnecessary. If you want to socket this person's runes properly, it's probably like you either do faster run walk or percent life regen from the love jewel. What else? I'm using Harmony. The Vigor aura is really nice. Basically, because of the haste jewel in here, I forget what it's called. I think it's called Grace or something. Wait, no, it's what is it called? I don't remember. Basically, the haste on kill jewel in here, it works really well with Vigor. I don't know why. I think it like stacks multiplicatively or something. So it's really, really good. And we end up running really fast. So, highly recommend the Harmony Bow. I was using an Act 2 Merc with, I think I was using Pride, which is like the concentration rune word. But it just isn't as good because of all of our ED everywhere. It just doesn't matter. So like we got 500 from the Carnage. We got another like 350-ish from over here. So we're at 850, and then we also have our Wolverine guy. So that puts us at like 1,250. So the extra like, how much is it? I think it's like it's like 230 or something, or maybe it's like 160 for concentration or the other auras that are similar. So it just like doesn't matter very much. Barely increases our damage. It's like 1k extra or something. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'll just show doing killing fields for a bit. Basically, you just throw the spear, things die. The more things you hit with it in a row, it'll like split and do more damage. So like you don't actually need to have really good gear, because just the nature of you not doing enough damage will make it do more damage because it'll split more, because less things will be dead when you throw it. So it's really good, you know? This is player 7 probably? Yeah, player set to 7. Yeah. You can throw it from really far away. Even when it doesn't like impact something, it'll still split at the end of when it despawns. So like you can just throw it like this and it'll still kill everything over there. So yeah, you just run around and you pick up your items or whatever. So it's definitely the best killing fields build. It's also really good for cows if you want to do cows. Yeah. Probably do like anything on this, honestly. It's pretty busted. Oh yeah, I guess something that's kind of relevant is that the Djinns, I think that's what they're called, or the Rakinishu mobs, they have a chance to block, and same with the Fire Ladies. So sometimes you'll just see that they won't die, and there's actually just nothing you can do about it. So you just have to deal with that. But, you know. Oh yeah, I guess about the bosses. Cultist is just fucked, and I don't want to do him, so I don't do him. If you are going to try to kill him, probably, like, have some gauze rings ready and just swap them on when you're about to go attack him. Because he's just, like, stupidly stupid. And probably you'll need to res your merc or whatever, too. All the other ones are just fine. Sometimes you'll disable the tree guy's regen, sometimes you won't. I think it is actually just the proc on this, whether or not you do it. Because I think I was misreading which was what that proc looked like, so I didn't realize I was proccing Carnage instead of it. But it'd be nice to have like an actual way to disable him consistently. Yeah, you just basically throw spears at whatever you want to kill. Pop a mana potion if you need to. Really simple build to play, honestly. Just run around. Oi, get back here. It's kind of annoying how much how much stuff you find. You have to do a lot of fucking like storing stuff, moving items around or whatever. Stupid chest. What is this? Can these roll like extra ED or something? It's interesting. Borrowed combat skills. That could have been really good actually, if it just rolled a better skill. It's too bad. Yeah, those are all whatever. Well, yeah, I guess another thing is that you don't really want to go near the trees because they kind of like suck. Because like just your spears won't hit everything. So So this time I got lucky, and he has his regen disabled, so he dies really quick. If he doesn't, it's kind of can take a bit longer. I think it's like I didn't kill the fire dude, right? He's still around here somewhere. Maybe he's I forget if he's directly down or directly like down right of. Oh, here he is. Obviously, don't get hit by his fire. Oh shit. Don't get hit by the boulders. They'll like kill you. Yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. You just run around and you kill things. Ooh. Cool. Yep. See, oh, that only has 2 sockets, or maybe it's 1 for heater. I don't remember. It sucks.